Hi, my name is Aaron Hickman, and I have, your child in Algebra 1. And I wanted to give you a quick video on how we are grading Algebra 1 this year, as it might be unfamiliar to some of you, because we are using a standards-based grading system. So I just wanted to run through a few highlights, give you an idea of what you can expect, what you can see in Infinite Campus, so you know how your child is performing this year. So the first thing is that every one of our students received this rubric as part of their Algebra 1 packet. All right, this outlines all the standards that we're going to cover this semester. We're going to go from Standard 1 to Standard 9, and there's 4 topics per standard. So there are 36 different topics, skill sets that we are testing students on this semester. All right, so when you look at Infinite Campus, you're going to see some different types of scores. You're not going to see percentages. You're not going to see 88 or 71 or 62. You're going to see letters. You're going to see an E for expert, a P for proficient, a D for developing, an N for novice for each of these standards. And I'll get to what that means in just a moment. But this is what we're doing. This is what kids are going to be graded on. And they're going to receive feedback on each of these standards after they take an assessment. So for Standard 1, they'll get feedback and they'll know, did I do well on 1.1? Did I do well on 1.2? Did I do well on 1.3? So for everything that we do, they'll get specific feedback whether they mastered it or they did not master it, and feedback and another chance at mastering that particular standard. Now, in addition to our content standards, we also have 2 student success standards. All right, one is participation. So those would be the video check-ins that students complete at night, any in-class activities we do, so different things like that all goes into the participation category. Now, in order to earn an expert grade, which is the highest grade, they need to have a 95% within that category. So we want them participating. All right. To earn a proficient, they have to have a 90%, 85% for developing, and 80% or less is novice. So we really feel like if they're not participating 90% or more in our class with what we're doing, they're probably going to struggle academically. They're not going to learn the material in a way that's going to be conducive to them being successful. Another big piece are our exit tickets for our course. So every time we do a lesson, we do practice in class, and then the exit tickets give us feedback on what the students know. And they can do these as many times as they need to get a good score, and we really want them to do that. So it really summarizes each lesson, it allows them to go in, and it also prepares them for the assessments and what types of questions you're going to see on the assessments. And then once again, you can see a very similar, the same actually, scoring system as we do for participation, to earn an E, P, D, or N. All right, so now, how do you earn a grade in Algebra 1 with the standards-based grading? So if we have our 9 content standards and our 2 student standards, we have 11 total standards. So in order to earn an A, a student must have at least 8 experts and no developing or novices for the other standards. To earn a B, they have to be proficient or higher on all standards. To earn a C, they can have no more than 3 developings, and they cannot have any novices. All right, and notice we do not give out Ds. All right, so we either feel like you have mastered material enough to move on or you haven't. All right, now the good news is, once again, we have retakes. We have multiple opportunities for students to show us that they have earned an expert or a proficient. All right, so they have multiple chances to show us their mastery as we move through the year. Okay, so what do E, P, D, and N mean? All right, so let's look at Standard 1. There are 4 topics. If a student masters all 4 topics within a particular standard, that means they are an expert. If a student masters 3 topics in a standard, they're proficient. It doesn't matter what 3 it is. So one student might master 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. They would be proficient. Another student might master 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4. That student would be proficient. What would differ is what they would do to earn their expert. So the first student would work on 1.4, and they could retake that and try to get to expert. The second student could work on 1.1, retake that in order to get to an expert. So as long as you master 3 topics, whatever combination of 3 that is, you get a proficient. If you only master 2 topics, you get a developing. If you only master 1 or none of those topics, you get a novice. All right, so when you look in the grade book, you're going to see this. All right, so you can see Standard 1 there, Standard 2, Standard 3, Standard 4, Standard 5. And you can see the columns there. You can see E's, P's, and D's. All right, so this is how you know if a student is doing well. You want a lot of E's and P's. All right, and then know that if they don't earn an E or a P, all right, or if they earn a P and they want to get an E, they can do a retake. They can have another chance to show us that they have learned that material. Now, they do have to do some work, all right, in order to do that retake. So the first thing we're going to ask is, okay, did you do all the independent practice? So did you do the homework, the things that we asked you to do in class? Because if you're not really practicing then, all right, we need to get that done so that you can do well. We also want you to go back and do your test corrections, all right? We want you to learn from the mistakes you made. So we're going to have them go back and correct the problems that they missed, all right? And then we're going to give them a little extra remediation work to make sure they really understand that particular topic. All right, and the nice thing is they only have to work on the topics that they did not master. All right, so if they mastered 2 topics and didn't master 2 topics, they would only work on these 2. All right, so they only have to work on those things that they did not master. All right, and we have this all in our schedule. Our first assessment is about week 4 in this quarter, and then we'll talk about remediation and test corrections and all that, and we'll be sending that information home to you as we get closer to that date. But want you to understand kind of what to look for once you get into campus. All right, so that's just a quick summary of what we are going to do with our grading this semester. If you have other questions, feel free to contact us anytime. Otherwise, look at Infinite Campus, look for lots of E's and P's, and then as always, encourage your student, all right, to go for E's and P's early. All right, so we know we have to get to 8 experts. So if we get to 8 experts really fast, then that's really good. Then they don't have as much pressure the rest of the semester. So once again, if you have any questions, any concerns, contact us anytime. Thanks.